Alright, guys, so this module is way different than, the ones that we kind of already been through. However, it's one of the most important ones. Actually, it is the most important one because without this, you won't find success. I'm going to be frank with you. You will not find success. So, what is it? It's changing your identity. Changing your identity. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Numbers aside, ads aside, skills aside, connections aside, entrepreneurship, being in business, just having that serial entrepreneur lifestyle, it's a spiritual journey, bro. That's what it is. There's a reason that 90% of entrepreneurs are religious. Why? It's all a test. Well, a test of what? What do you mean? It's a test of faith. It's a test of believing something that's not there. We have faith in what can be. When I say we, like there's a lot of we's in this module. When I say we, I mean us as entrepreneurs. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the average American that works in a corporate job. I'm not saying that. I'm saying we as in entrepreneurs. We have faith in what can be because we can't accept what currently is. Now, what does that mean? That means that we hate our life currently. And I was like, oh, that sounds terrible. What if I don't hate my life? Well, then you're in the wrong spot, bro. Go find somewhere else to be mentored. I don't know. But I know for me, I hated my life. I was broke. I was depressed. I had a terrible mentality. I was a player. Like, I was a piece of shit. That's what I was. And I hated my life. However, that entrepreneurship pathway, that gateway, it gave me faith of becoming something more than I was, something bigger than myself. Now, in this next line down here, whenever I say us, I'm talking about us as entrepreneurs. Again, I'm not talking about the regular person, right? There's something wrong with us, the hyper successful people. We can't sit in the room and have fun without thinking about what we should actually be doing. You know what's funny is everyone has this thing. It's called The Thing, right? Someone, I forgot who it was, they wrote a book on it. But everyone knows what their thing is. Everyone knows, what they should be doing in order to achieve that thing. Or they know that thing that they should be doing. And a lot of us just don't do it because we procrastinate, we're scared, we're fearful. We worry that people are going to judge us for doing the thing. And us as entrepreneurs, we can't do anything else and not think about the thing that we should be doing. I know me personally, if I'm, at a party, if I'm hanging out with friends, even with family, it doesn't matter. If I'm not doing my thing, then I feel disconnected. I feel disassociated from everything around me because I'm thinking about doing the thing, So, but in order to become the person that is a multimillionaire in their 20s, you must first do these 3 steps. We're going to dive into 3 things, right? Number 1, let go of the version of you that is unworthy. Now, they're like, whoa, hold on a second. You're calling me unworthy? Yes, I am. You have no confidence because you have nothing to do, or you have nothing to be confident about, right? You have no skills. You have nothing. You suck. You're a loser. That's it, bro. You're an underskilled, lazy, over ambitious individual who thinks they deserve something good, when you don't. You deserve nothing. At least that version of you deserves nothing. And it's hard to hear that, it is, but that's the reality of it. And if you deserve something, then you would have something. You would have that Lamborghini. You would have that supercar. You would have that dream woman, that dream house. You would have all of that if you deserved it, but you don't. So let them go. It's that simple. You have to, there's a saying, and I know this is cliche or like, ironic, but there's a saying that J. Cole says. He says it in a song. He says, "What's more important, getting or letting go?" And it's easily letting go because you can't receive anything good. You can't receive a blessing. You can't receive anything before letting something go. So, anyways, number 2, cast out the rods. Now, what do you mean rods? I mean, try things. Rods are like, it's like if you're fishing, bro. You're just throwing that shit out there, just hoping you catch a fish. Good at fishing. Eventually, you know the right type of bait to use. You know when to pull, when not to pull. But at first, before you're even good at anything, you have to just throw the fucking rod out, bro. That's all it is. Throw the rods. That's it. And yeah, I mean, try things. Don't spend so much time researching or planning. Just do. You know, the most one of the biggest excuses that I used whenever I first started was I was researching on how to do something. So that's why I wasn't doing it yet because I wasn't good at it. Bro, you won't get good at it until you actually go and do it. You won't get good at something until you go and try and do it. And then you fail and you fuck up. You're terrible at it. You look like a loser, but you get better at it. You get good at it. And then once you get good at it, then you're freaking awesome. You start making money. Like, it's that simple. Quit planning, quit researching. It's all an excuse. You're using that as an excuse, as a crutch to not do the thing that we were talking about earlier. Like, you know what that thing is. A lot of y'all watching this doesn't even really need my mentorship. You just need to be held accountable to do that thing. You know what that thing is. Just go and do it. Anyways, the best teacher is failure. If you never fail, you'll never learn. If you never learn, you'll never succeed. It's pretty self-explanatory, bro. I don't need to break that down. If you can't comprehend that, then you should not be in business at all. You have to understand that if you're broke, you're either stupid or you're disgustingly lazy. Or you're both. Hopefully you're not both, but if you're broke, then you're one of those two. So be a sponge to the people that live the lifestyle that you want to live and copy everything that they do. Listen, a lot of y'all listen too much to y'all's parents, and that sounds bad because we're raised, listen to your parents, listen to everything that they say. Your parents knows best. They don't. I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, but they don't. A lot of our parents are older, and a lot of their information that they've received, they got from the government. The government told them that, go work a good job, get a degree, have a family of 3, get a house, and you'll live the American dream. Bro, America's changed. The world has changed. That's not going to cut it. That's not going to cut it. And if you want to live that life, that's fine. But respectfully, leave my program, bro. I don't want you here. Yeah, no, your parents, they want what's best. Like, don't get me wrong, they want what's best for you because you're their child. They love you. I'm not saying they don't love you, but they don't know what's best for you. The only person that knows what's best for you is truly you. And, I'm going to go out on a tangent, but God as well. I'm not trying to get real. Everyone's not religious, but anyways, your parents don't always know what's best for you. Sometimes they do. I'm not saying to never listen to your parents, but I'm just saying that, you need to mirror your life after the person that has the same lifestyle that you want to, live. If someone's telling you good advice and they're not living your dream lifestyle, don't listen to them. It's that simple. Number 3, analyze and strategize data. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you tried things, you failed. Now use the data that you collected from both your failures and your successes to ideate and game plan to not make the same mistakes again. It's pretty explanatory, like I said. It's just gathering the data that you've acquired from trying things, from casting out your rods, and using that to become better. Right? If you don't learn from your failures, if you don't learn from your mistakes, then there was no point in failing because the whole point of failing is to learn. So, yeah. And I think that's it, guys. Yeah. So changing your identity. Now, okay, before we go, what's so important about changing your identity, right? One thing that I learned, right, whenever I first started, I think like month 5 or 6, I started making some pretty decent money, right? But I felt the exact same. I was the same person. I was still insecure. I was still depressed. I was still anxious. I was still like, I had this terrible imposter syndrome. I thought that I wasn't worthy. I thought that I wasn't, meant to be there. You want to know why? It's because I never changed who I thought I was in my head. Because in my head, I was the same person as I was 6 months prior to that, and because of that, I was still, depressed. I was still insecure. I was still anxious. And yeah, if you don't change your identity as you go in business, people that you do business with will see that, and it's very, very unattractive to do business with people that have not changed their identity in business or even just spiritually in general. If you don't have a religion, like, I understand if you're not religious, but if you don't have any spiritual connection with anything, I would highly suggest you definitely build that with at least something. I don't care if it's Muhammad or Allah or God or whoever it is, whoever you want to look up to, but you have to, you have to have faith. You have to have faith in becoming someone that you can't yet see. Because if you don't have faith that you can become them, you never will. Yeah, that's it, guys. I'll see you on the next module.